When you look back in your teens and early 20s, what do you wish you would have done differently to prevent cancer in your 30s?
I wish that I cared more about what I put in and on my body. So I didn't care about my diet. I didn't care about the things I used on my skin. I didn't care about the cleaning products I used. And so if I know what I know now, I would have made better choices then as far as just my diet, my lifestyle. I grew up really healthy, and so I always ate really healthy, but then it was going to college and being on my own. And obviously, I probably would have never received all of those shots in one day before going to Africa. And there are just some things we can change and some things we can't. But if I knew better, I would have made better choices back then.
The average American woman puts 168 chemicals on her body every single day. How can we start to lessen this toxic load?
So I always tell women it's really overwhelming, especially when you're a beauty product queen. You know, we apply so many different products, and you have to look at women, the amount of thyroid disease, the amount of autoimmune disease, the amount of hormone imbalances. We have to start thinking it has to do with our products. So I always tell women, or when I would work with patients one-on-one, not everything's going to change overnight. It's slow decisions over time. When you run out of something, throw it away, look for a better option, replace it. Or if you have the funds and means and you're like, I'm going to do a huge overhaul, go for it. But that's not realistic and attainable for everybody. So I say, what are the things you use daily? So body wash, you're slathering that on daily, if not twice a day. I always say laundry detergent is one of the best swaps that you can make. And it's so simple because it's your towels, your sheets, your clothes, and it's something that you're wearing all the time. And so if you can just make that one simple swap. And my favorite thing is when I would work with patients in my private practice, I'd usually work with women because they have, women were drawn towards me. And it was just one of those things that I would say, just make this one swap. And my favorite thing was when she would say, well, my husband's allergies are going away or my kid's skin's improving just as a byproduct of getting rid of toxic ingredients. And so
in your laundry detergent?
That's a big one. Laundry detergent, cleaning products, just what pollutes the air in your home.
Okay, what laundry detergent do you like that's clean?
I like Branch Basic. So they have a liquid and they also just came out with a powder and I've been using it for years. There's no fragrance. Oh, another thing, dryer sheets. You can't be using dryer sheets.
No dryer sheets?
No dryer sheets.
Why not?
Because they're so toxic and then most of them also have fragrance. So I say wool dryer balls. Here's the deal. I don't like static on my clothes. I'm not this person that's like a purist that lives out on a farm that like hang dries my stuff on a clothesline. But no dryer sheets, used wool dryer balls. You can get them on Amazon. They're so cheap. And if you like the smell of scented clothes, then put some essential oils on a wool dryer ball and your clothes will smell good.
Where should we start the basics when it comes to living a healthier, non-toxic lifestyle?
Okay, so I think people overcomplicate it. I really do. And this is why so many people are either intimidated because of the non-toxic world, because it feels unattainable and they're like, well, everything's expensive. Start with the products that you use on a daily basis, right? But get back to basics, Get sunshine, get fresh air, make sure you're sleeping well at night, manage stress. When it comes to food, shop the perimeter of the grocery store. People get so stressed by food ingredients and how to read food labels, which I think is very, very important. So you can advocate for yourself and not just say, oh, that brand's good, that brand's bad, because sometimes they sneak things in. So you have to know how to read food labels. But what I always say in the beginning is just get back to eating real food. Shop the perimeter of the grocery store.
Food that doesn't need a food label.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
The food itself is an ingredient.
Yes.
Eggs,
beef,
meat,
avocado, eggs, vegetables, fruit. That's where to start. We don't have to overcomplicate it. And I think people get so stressed because there's autoimmune paleo and ketosis and vegetarian, and there's all these diets, which there are times and places for nutritional healing protocols to be strict when you're working with a provider one-on-one. But people overcomplicate it. Just get back to eating real food, get sunshine, fresh air, get movement, sweat. That's important to detox. Get rid of toxins, especially as a female. Do not use toxic deodorant. That is a really, really big one. We are clogging how we detox and all the lymphatic tissue right there that's right near breast tissue and hormones. And a lot of toxic deodorant has aluminum in it. And so that's a big one. Get rid of your deodorant or don't even wear deodorant.
And that's men too, right?
Yes, men too. But just women especially, that's like one of 168 products. But yes, my husband uses activated charcoal deodorant. I think it's so important that people use clean deodorant.
Does being healthier or converting to a non-toxic home automatically mean you've got to spend a lot of money?
No. I always like to emphasize focus on removal. So what's polluting your home? Do you have air plugins? Do you have scented candles? I have candles. I have clean ones in my house. I'm still a girl. I like these things, right? But get rid of the things, just toss the things that are polluting your home. Get rid of the chemicals that are just sitting under your sink or the air plug-in refreshers or the little scent thing in your car. Start there, just removal. That's free. You might feel guilty throwing away some of that stuff, but when it's for the betterment of your health, why not? So start there removing and then slowly replace. And you can use water and vinegar to clean your floors. It does not have to be expensive. There's detox baths, but you can literally just get Epsom salt at the store and baking soda and make that a detox bath.
One of my best friends, best friend, they're living on under $100,000 a year. They've got multiple kids and they're on a tight budget. She is not going out and buying fancy cleaning products. They're literally only using vinegar in their home.
DIY.
That's it. So it is a extra step if you can afford it, if you want to switch to these like fancy non-toxic products, but you can just clean with vinegar or you can make your own laundry detergent. I think that's where people get caught up is they think they have to buy like a non-toxic brand. You're paying for, yes, cleaner ingredients, but also the convenience of they're making it for you so you don't have to.
Yes.
But if you're really, really on a budget and want to make these swaps, that is absolutely something that somebody can do. And I think that's where everybody gets like so upset. That's a personal choice for me. I am not ever going to be that unless, something dire happened where, I lost my job or my husband did or whatever. And it was just like, that's what we had to do. But as long as I'm able, I'm not going to be the person that just like for funsies wants to make my own laundry detergent. I don't enjoy that. Now, some people really enjoy doing stuff like that, but, or they have to. So I choose to pay for, a little extra for other people to do it.
And you would sacrifice in other areas when you have to. Because
Yes.
it's like, for me, I don't care as much about shopping and buying as cute clothes. I would rather provide healthy food for my family and do that. And then if you have extra money to do that, great, awesome. But when your priorities are your priorities, you can find a way and make a way, and you don't need to buy all these expensive brands and really just get rid of the things, and then eating out. It's so expensive these days. And then you're getting inflammatory oils, usually sugar laden, sometimes food dyes in it. So it's like, just go back to eating at home.
What constitutes a non-toxic candle? Like if we are candle obsessed and we still really, really want to burn something, what could we be burning or what should we be looking for?
So beeswax are really clean and they actually can purify the air. So I have a candle that's just plain pure beeswax, but if I want a little smell good candle, I have ones primarily pure that have essential oils. Fragrance is the big thing to avoid for women. That's the big thing is fragrance, if you ever see perfume or fragrance in products, total red flag. That is a code word for chemicals that usually can mess with your hormones.
You know what you taught me a while back is that your Epsom salts could have fragrance added.
Yes.
And so you just think like, oh, it's the super clean, just Epsom salt. And then you look into it and it literally says fragrance on there. And so you should not use that.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's one of those things and you're bathing in it and you think, the water's warm, so your pores are open, so you're absorbing it. And marketing is crazy. Like, that's the hard thing is you have to know how to read ingredients and be educated in that. And that's something that comes later, you guys. Get back to the basics, eat real food, avoid fragrance, and products. But the reality is once you learn how to read an ingredient label, you're your best advocate.
What is the best way to lower our toxin load at night?
Ooh, don't sleep with our phone in our room because EMFs is kind of a hot topic, and it's something that I've been more passionate about since being diagnosed with brain cancer. You don't see it, you don't feel it, you don't taste it. So it's easy to ignore it. But our cell phones and all these 5G towers popping up, it is affecting our health and especially brains. And so there's actually a lot of talk about some call centers in the 90s. There's some lawsuits, class action lawsuits that happened in the early 90s. And people that worked in call centers with the first wireless headsets, they have brain tumors on the side that yes. And so, but all this, no one's finding out about this, right? They're suppressing. And there's also studies showing rats, when they're exposed to it, they get gliomas. So there's lots of research, but it's not mainstream. And so one way to detox your bedroom is put your phone in airplane mode, get it out of your bedroom. It's also good for your mental health to not be scrolling all night.
Are you and your husband doing a hard Wi-Fi shut off at night?
Yeah. So when I got diagnosed, we did hardwire our house, like back to an Ethernet cable just to protect from EMFs. It honestly became a huge hassle when we were leaving town and he'd want to turn on the security system. So we just turn it off at night now.
Okay.
But there's just a kill switch. You can just hit a kill switch. We use Tech Wellness and it literally turns off everything.
Yeah. August Bryce created Tech Wellness, which is like a one-stop shop for all of this type of product. And that's her website. And she's been on the show. So that's like a great episode if you want to learn more about EMFs.
And if you want to upgrade sleep, then it's like, yes, if you can afford an organic mattress and organic cotton sheets and all of that. But just, you have to start somewhere. It gets crazy and excessive and expensive.